suspect
Hey, this is
housing
Homer.
discrimination.
You're listening to the home of Marquette basketball. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Showtime.
The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
I mean this with all due respect. What the hell was that noise you just out?
I was getting my verklempt out.
I've never heard you do that before.
The garden gnome had a normal-sized penis. The garden gnome had a normal-sized penis.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Sometimes I yell in the car on the way here.
You do?
To get your voice warm.
But like Ron Burgundy?
Yeah.
Oh!
They're coming in through the back door! Oh no! Grab the children!
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamara. Here's Jen Latta.
Running her mouth, she wants to ride it, she's trying to hide it. I'm cool as ever, she's too excited. Her man look like he wanna fight. He ain't doing nothing but running his mouth. Talk about it, we all about it. They making plans, we sit and count. Our chairs stacked just like a mountain.
You guys know how much I love a full circle moment.
I thought you were going to say full stomach. You were just talking about food. I got thrown off.
Oh, because I ate the burrito yesterday for breakfast.
These burritos are filling.
This burrito is good, but it is
Delicious.
filling.
BTW, our guy won the burrito world championship eating contest yesterday. He's our guy now, Joey Chestnut. We've made him our guy.
Friend of show.
Friend of show, Joey Chestnut.
He gets it.
He
You just throw a burrito at me, bro?
housed 14 and a half burritos yesterday to the title. And we were discussing how much he won. $5,000. He won $5,000 for 10 minutes of work. Now, as we know, yesterday we discussed the work that goes into it beforehand and the work that goes into it afterward, specifically about 5 hours afterward, if I remember correctly. But good for him, right? That's exciting stuff.
What do you think his W-2 looks like? He's got to make a lot of money for being who he is
Joey
at this
Chestnut.
point, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Is it a write-off?
No, he's earning the money.
6 figures or 7 figures?
No, the food. Do you think he has to pay for the food?
Ooh, when he's training?
No, like yesterday. Does he get a bill that says, all right, you ate 14 and a half burritos? That's...
No, they provide that as the competition committee. They are providing that. I thought you were talking about like the food as he's training himself to, lead
Which
up to
that
that.
I assume he does.
Yeah.
And maybe he could say, hey,
And maybe
can
that's
you
a
guys-
write-off.
But he could also write it into his contract, right? You
Sure.
could put that in there and say, you guys have to also supply the supplies leading into
You think
the
he was
event.
should have asked him if he was rolling his own burritos.
Oh, so
Like
hard.
a joint?
I never have a successful burrito roll.
No,
Never.
like if I'm doing a burrito roll, or if I want to do like a buffalo chicken wrap or something at home, anything with the tortilla, if I want to wrap it, I can't get it to stay.
So I think it's all about the tortilla. They talk about how it has to be big enough, right? And then how it has to be flexible enough.
Malleable, yeah.
To be able to do that roll that they do at like the burrito places like Qdoba, who was the sponsor of yesterday's burrito eating contest. But that is not the symmetry that I was referring to. The symmetry I was referring to was how earlier in the week, to start the week, to be perfectly honest with you, when we were at Magoo's on the Mound for the home opener for your Milwaukee Brewers, we spent a lot of time talking about trash talk. You guys remember the conversation about trash talk?
Yep.
Yes.
Nope.
You better remember it. It's probably going to be
I
in
know.
We Can Reach You in the second hour of the show today.
Not going to lie, pal.
Yeah.
I've taken a preview with the questions. I don't feel great.
Wow,
Austin said he did feel great.
Aha, it's called reverse psychology. Boom, you don't know what we think.
Rope-a-dope. He's rope-a-doping you. He told you you'd go 5 for 5, and actually you're going to go 0 for 5, and that's going to be in the second hour of the show. But yesterday, guys, apparently there was a little trash talk on the old Twitter machine, little trash talk between a minor league pitcher and Fernando Tatis Jr., which BTW, are you guys still on the Padres?
Of course we are.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Are we playing the song on Fridays anymore, or are we just done with
no,
that?
I mean, that kind of
too
went away.
early.
Yeah, that went away, but no, we're still on them.
Did it go away when Tatis Jr. went away for his suspension?
No, because they went to the NLCS last year, so we'll see.
Yeah,
we're still
without
fans.
Tatis. Imagine what they're going to do with Tatis.
World Series, maybe. Who knows?
Yeesh. Tatis got a little trash talk on the old Twitter machine because I guess this minor league pitcher McClure gave up a home run, right? Gave up a home run to...
Home run would be putting it lightly.
Okay.
Home run makes you think the ball scraped over the wall instead of flying majestically 500 feet through the air.
So it was a big home run.
It
is what you're
was
trying to
a
say.
tater.
Giant home run. So then I guess somebody was giving the guy a hard time. Gabe, fill me in here. Some guy was...
Tatis hit the home run. He's on a rehab assignment in the minor league. So somebody just sent out a tweet, with the accompanying, highlight saying, "Oh, this guy will be able to tell his grandkids that he gave up this giant home run to Fernando Tatis Jr." Typical social media behavior. Which then McClure, I believe, is the pitcher's last name.
Like Seth McClure, by the way.
Yeah,
that was the exact first thing I thought of.
Cade McClure, I think is his name. Doesn't matter. He sucks.
Yeah. So he goes, "Oh, I want to get the exact wording right. Okay, I don't want to misrepresent this guy being super lame."
I have it. Do you have it?
Why is he lame? Tatis is a cheater.
Yeah, but you're just trash talking somebody on Twitter. Who cares? He's not trash talking Tatis. He didn't say it to Tatis's face.
But Twitter is trash talk,
as you pointed out earlier this week.
So apparently the tweet was deleted, so it's tough to locate, right?
Yeah.
We're having a
What
tough
a
time
lame
locating.
move, by the way.
Why? He's a cheater.
No, why delete the tweet? If you think he's a cheater, then don't
Hold
delete the
on.
tweets.
Can we just, at least for one moment, can we just stay at one intersection before we get to the next intersection on
Stoplights
this
are broken,
show?
Jen. Stoplights are broken.
Oh, I got a whole other rant about that one. Y'all know that when stoplights are out, right? When stoplights are out, intersections become four-way stops, right? I'm sitting at an intersection the other day just watching a-holes blow through an intersection where the stoplights, the lights were out. How do you not know that turns into a four-way stop? I was furious, but I digress, and we digress, because that's what we do here on this show. We're still trying to effort the exact verbiage that the guy used in the tweet, but basically...
Cheater hits a home run on rehab assignments during a steroid suspension.
Back up. What did the guy say to him?
No, Cade McClure will be telling people for years about the time he gave up an absolute nuke to Fernando Tatis Jr.
And then he says to the world...
Cheater hits a home run on rehab assignment during a steroid suspension.
And people were giving him a hard time about that?
Yeah, why?
Because
why do you have a problem with it, Glass Boy?
Because you're being lame.
Yeah, you're being a loser.
Why are you being a loser? He's a cheater.
But you gave up the home run.
Who cares? It's part of the game.
You don't get to talk trash after you give up the dinger.
Sure you do. If he's a cheater.
You don't get to go, for three. You don't get to go Kobe and then brick the shot.
Well, people do that all the time also, but he makes a really good point about Tatis is going to have to wear this, you guys. Tatis just can't assume that because he's a superstar, because he's an MVP candidate, or at least was at one point, he is absolved from guys giving him a hard time about the cheating.
Absolutely. You're a cheater. Gabe, if you're playing match play against a guy and he works you like a fiddle, 6 and 7.
Yeah. That's not how that works.
I don't know how it works,
but he has a reputation for cheating.
No, he's been caught cheating before.
Yes, correct.
Sure.
You can't say, "Hey, nice win, cheater."
Well, you guys do it to me all the time.
That's because we catch you cheating.
You have never.
We don't say nice win.
That's absurd for you to even
Tatis
say. But the point is, you throw that in my face.
Cheating. If the valedictorian is caught cheating in school, they are a cheater.
And every person, regardless of their grades, D's, F's, C's, has the right to say to the valedictorian,
"You are a cheater."
But you cheated.
I want to make it clear, Tatis did not say anything.
Nothing. He did literally
nothing. We're not
nothing
saying
here.
that he did.
But
except cheat.
But if you give up the home run, you can't just be like, "Oh, it doesn't really count." Look, the dude served his time, right? Got caught, did his time, now on his rehab assignment. Okay, if you want to be okay, he cheated, you're just a sore loser. You're a loser.
No.
Because you gave up the dinger.
No,
because if he struck him out, I guarantee if he struck him out, he'd be walking around, chest puffed out.
Which is fine.
Look who I struck
that's the territory you
Exactly.
got as a cheater.
And that's
I'm
what
so cool.
Tatis has signed himself up for by
you're a
being
cheater.
busted
This has
for
nothing.
cheating.
This is, again, he's trying to dunk on some dude on Twitter. He's not dunking on Tatis.
His whole point is, though, the thing the guy said isn't as cool as he thinks it is, because the guy now has a reputation for cheating. That's the whole point. Again, I'm not going to sit here. Here's the thing. This McClure guy's accomplishments aren't invalid just because he's a lifetime minor leaguer as opposed to Tatis. The rules are the same no matter what age, Big Daddy. So for Fernando Tatis to sit there, and again, you're right, he hasn't said anything, but to not expect cheater to be the automatic default setting of anybody who he gets in a scuffle with or who he is matched up against, as he was in this Twitter instance, is foolish. That's going to happen, man. And what he needs to do, to be perfectly honest with you, is prepare himself.
You're making this about Tatis, and Tatis hasn't done anything.
No, we're making it about cheaters. Why isn't Barry Bonds? Why isn't Roger? Why aren't they in the Hall of Fame? Because they're cheaters.
Because baseball's full of
they're cheaters, though, right?
But they're cheaters. Like,
Gabe, why aren't they in the Hall of Fame?
Why is Gaylord Perry in the Hall of Fame?
Please answer my question. Why?
Well, because if you want the real answer is all the baseball writers who are old and think they're like somehow gatekeepers of the game want to keep them out. Yes, because they took steroids, but then we'll celebrate other people who tested positive, like David Ortiz, who is my guy, by the way, like Gaylord Perry, who did a This Is SportsCenter commercial with everything dripping all over his hand. Oh, ha, ha, I used to doctor the baseball.
Is that the same as taking PEDs, though?
Yes! How is it not?
Okay, so you don't want to make it about Tatis. Fine. Let's make it about the McClure kid. Let's make it about him for a second.
Yeah,
you guys are calling him lame.
Eat it.
Why does he have to eat it?
Because you gave up the dinger.
Big deal.
For the same reason.
And why
for
did
the
you
same
delete the
reason, Caitlin Clark had to eat it when Angel Reese chased her around and did you can't see me, because for the same reason she had to, she lost.
Except that the guy cheated. And again, this is going to be the default setting. As he said, if you're going up against somebody, Gabe, in golf, which is something that you care about tremendously, and you feel like the field isn't level, and you feel like the person you're going against may have had an advantage, you would be quick to, maybe not in that person's face, but to your friends, to your pals, if asked about it, you would be very quick to be like, yeah, but he's a cheater.
If you can prove to me that Tatis is still on steroids, then you get to make this comment.
No, you cheated.
So you cheated once,
Like,
now
who's
you're always
a big cheater in golf? Who's been known as
Patrick Reed.
Colin Montgomery is another cheater.
I don't know if Montgomery
Yeah, in the
cheated.
sand.
I haven't heard about that about Montgomery, but
maybe
Patrick
I made
Reed.
it up.
But can I
you were doing so well until you admitted to falsifying information.
But here's my biggest issue now, though, has become, aside from Chewy making things up, which actually is not an issue at all, and I prefer he just makes things up, is if you're going to tweet it, great. I'm all for that. Chewy, I love the trash talk. You be angry about it. Go for it. Don't delete the tweet.
I agree with that.
Don't delete the
tweet. To me,
tweet.
that's somebody got to him. Somebody higher up, somebody in the baseball organization, somebody on the team, something like that said, hey, man, bad luck. Or something. Like, again, do any of us know who this kid is, this McClure kid is, if he doesn't tweet about Fernando Tatis Jr. being a cheater?
No.
Nope.
No.
Not at all. So there's a part of me that feels like, again, somebody got to him and said, hey, take it down.
But you don't lose the cheater tag, right?
I don't think so.
I don't think you ever lose the cheater tag.
I don't think it should matter, though. To me, I don't think that you lose the tag, but I don't think it matters.
Well, cheating doesn't matter, or losing the tag?
I always go back to this, and this is kind of faux pas to say in Milwaukee, but Bud Selig allowed this to happen and then retroactively went back and stopped it. And great, then you made rules and Rob Manfred took over, and same thing when it comes to steroids. However, that saved baseball. Like there are millions of people that think baseball came back because of this. But now those players that took the steroids, which baseball benefited from, are being punished.
The problem, The problem
so
here
you think they should be in the Hall of Fame?
Hell yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't.
It's an era thing almost.
Yeah.
I would say if they wanted to say we're putting you in the Hall of Fame, but you're putting in a separate wing because of this era, fine.
Well,
Then
because
I'm
I
good
could
with
also make the argument, Shu, that the Hall of Fame is more of a museum of baseball than a Hall of
I agree with
Fame.
that.
And for that reason,
But
you have to recognize that era of baseball for what it was.
I would have loved to have taken HGH. You know how much better a player I would have been if I was able to take HGH? And there was a section of the NFL, the Tausch. I believe Tausch told me that at one point in time, from like the early 2000s up until it became a big deal, about 45% of the players were on HGH. I would have loved to take HGH.
Do you have any idea how big your head would be?
I would have been.
That'd be a good podcast title, by the way.
Just
you're
enormous.
Oh, that's right.
What size head
Stuff
do you wear
goes-
now?
Gross.
Why is my? He has a bigger head than
I
me.
do not. I have a
He does
small
not.
head.
His head's the same size as mine.
I have a 7 1/4.
That's bigger than 5/8, right?
Nope.
All right, maybe it's a little big. 7 5/8 though is a normal helmet.
But I hear your
can't-
point. I understand your point.
I mean,
from a competition standpoint, you're saying would have been nice.
Your head's appropriate to your body. You're just a large man. I cannot figure out your brain.
Why?
Who's your favorite baseball player that you constantly bring up on the
Man
show.
Ram.
No. Oh,
How many times did that dude get popped?
He's a cheater. I don't have a problem with him.
Just cheating in general.
Also, but to Chewy's point, it doesn't take off the label that he was a cheater. You can still like the guy.
What
but
about cheaters that aren't very good
at cheating?
What? No, because I've cheated on tests before and gotten C's.
But you tried really hard.
Just imagine if you hadn't cheated, buddy.
I mean,
Cheated on tests and gotten C.
which is fine.
Here's what I will say about it. If you cheat, you open the door up for that to be the get out of jail free card, for that to be the automatic response for anybody who crosses your path. And this is something that Fernando Tatis Jr. needs to prepare himself for because it's going to happen at the major leagues. There are absolutely going to be fan bases. Just think, you mentioned the Milwaukee Brewers a few minutes ago. You mentioned Bud Selig. Remember when Ryan Braun was out there playing baseball after his thing, and at every stadium he went to, those people were posters with syringes and all, and that was a whole different thing. But like, it got really nasty for Ryan Braun at one point.
If
Tatis thinks that he's going to escape this whole thing,
he
he's
doesn't,
sorely
for the record,
mistaken.
He has said in the past that he knows he's going to get stuff from the fans.
But there's a difference to putting it out there before, like the game and during the game, versus 2 hours after the game, after the guy beat you. Like, oh, okay, it doesn't really matter. He cheated. No, still turns out that home run is still real. Turns out you still lost the game. Turns out he's still going to go on to the major leagues, and you're just going to be stuck in the minors as a 27-year-old. Like, it just seems so sour grapes to do it the way that this guy did it.
I got no issue.
Yeah.
I got no problem.
I love the dissension.
We got Jason Wilde coming up next on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Stick around.
X Golf at American Family Field is Milwaukee's destination for indoor golf simulators and training by an award-winning PGA pro. Take advantage of one-on-one lessons from Wisconsin PGA Award winner Andy Barrett for an in-depth and thorough lesson. This training, plus industry-leading technology, you're going to learn more about your golf game than ever before. Plus, it's a great backdrop, great food at American Family Field with X Golf, and X Golf is open year-round. So even if you're getting ready to play golf right now outside as the weather continues to get good, X Golf, American Family Field, great place to still go work on your game and get those lessons from Andy. Visit xgolfamfanfield.com for bookings and more information.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
Things are still moving along pretty well across the area. We do still have this issue on 94 westbound. Technically, it's on the Barker Road off-ramp. It was a vehicle fire there that was causing some problems. We also have on 94 southbound at Highway 20, an accident off on the right shoulder. Neither one of these are slowing anything down. As a matter of fact, volume is relatively light out there, so we're really not seeing any kind of delays. Traffic is brought to you by the Milwaukee Bucks. Keep up with all the Bucks action as they get ready for the postseason. Check out bucks.com/playoffs. And check the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Today, partly sunny, chance of flurries or sprinkles later on with a high of 45 by the lake, 52 inland. Then tonight, partly cloudy with a low of 34. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
For your sports talk fix, every day from 4 to 6, it's Scalzo and Brust.
1-0, you've gone 48 hours without brushing your teeth as an adult.
I don't think there's another one in the state of Wisconsin.
Oh, stop.
As an adult?
I mean, everyone's gone through a phase of like giving up.
Do you know
right? Everyone's gone through a phase of giving up and not brushing their teeth for a couple days.
Scalzo and Brust, weekdays 4 to 6 on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Bud Light.
This Bucks team is something special. There's unbelievable once-in-a-lifetime freakish talent like you've never seen before. The blocks, the dunks, the next-level energy, and a hungry core that's running the court, dropping shots, and posting stat after stat after stat. All this action will have you on your feet cheering Fear the Deer. The playoffs presented by BMO are here. Get your single-game tickets now at bucks.com/playoffs.
The best quality roofs, siding, windows, and doors, expertly installed and at an affordable price. Hi, this is Bo from Ridgetop Exteriors. Integrity, excellence, quality, and community are what we value here at Ridgetop because we want to do a great job to help our friends and neighbors. We always want to exceed expectations because customer service is our #1 goal. We're trusted local experts you can count on for your home exterior projects. Thanks for choosing Ridgetop Exteriors for your home's next project. Go to ridgetopexteriors.com for a free estimate.
Golf commentary is about to evolve. At the 2023 Masters, IBM will debut new features on the Masters app and Masters.com, including artificial intelligence-generated spoken commentary. Expanding on the popular My Group feature, which allows users of the Masters digital platforms to watch every shot on every hole from every player, the AI commentary will use IBM Watson technology to provide detailed golf narration for more than 20,000 digital video clips over the course of the tournament. Elizabeth O'Brien, IBM Program Director, Sports and Entertainment Partnerships.
IBM has been the Masters' official digital partner for over 25 years, and this year we're bringing state-of-the-art technology to the fan experience in a whole new way. Beyond the AI commentary, IBM is also providing hole-by-hole player predictions based on 6 years of Masters data, utilizing IBM's innovative AI, automation, and hybrid cloud technologies.
To see IBM's technology in action, visit Masters.com or the Masters app on your mobile device. Sponsored by IBM.
Ready, down, put.
All Packers, all the time.
I think Packers fans have every right to be excited about those guys. I just think they need to temper their expectations, especially when you think about that they're going to be playing with a quarterback who is trying to figure it out himself.
Okay, most of the time.
Almonds specifically or all nuts?
Well, these nuts, those nuts, whatever nuts work.
It's Jason Wilde on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, brought to you by Boucher Automotive, with 16 different new car brands and over 35 pre-owned brands to choose from. Boucher Automotive, we are driven by you. And by the Bridgewater Modern Grill, nestled in the heart of Milwaukee's emerging harbor district. Enjoy a specialty crafted menu centered around a custom oak-fed grill.
Always great to catch up with our friend and teammate Jason Wilde. Good morning, Jason. How are you doing today?
Hi, everybody. I'm good. How are you?
We're good. We were just discussing this Twitter trash talk. We put it on the Jen, Gabe, and Chewy Twitter poll. In a since-deleted tweet, a minor league pitcher responded to a video of him giving up a home run to Fernando Tatis Jr. by saying, "Cheater hits a home run on a rehab assignment during a steroid suspension. Is he being lame?" Are you familiar with this story, Jason?
I am not.
So this guy, McClure, not to be confused with Seth, the guy from the Brewers back in the day, the red-headed reliever that was beloved by the fan base, gave up a home run, big home run, Gabe is saying, like what'd you say, 500?
I mean, it was probably not. It was probably like 450, but it was a tater.
Big home run to Fernando Tatis Jr. Somebody mentioned it on social media to the pitcher, and the pitcher said, "Cheater hits a home run on a rehab assignment during a steroid suspension." And the crew here is split on whether or not that response on Twitter was lame or not.
Who thinks it's lame?
Me.
Ashton
Somebody.
Gabe.
What if Caitlin Clark had said it? Would we be okay with it then?
No, because again, like once it's different when the trash talk goes on in the middle of the game. When you go on social media hours after and try to be like, "Oh, it doesn't really count because the guy was a cheater." Like, that's just sour grapes,
He didn't say it didn't count. He literally just said, "Cheater hits home run on a rehab assignment during steroid suspension."
What's he
Show
implying?
me the lie.
What's he implying?
100% accurate in
That
what
he's
he
a
wrote.
cheater.
So it's not that big of a deal. He gave up that long of a home run.
Well, the guy was saying, like, he's going to tell his grandkids about how he gave up a home run to Fernando Tatis Jr., and the guy was kind of being like, "Nah, man."
I'm sure when his pitching coach goes back later and grades the pitches, I'm sure he'll. Oh, well, this guy was cheating, so it doesn't really count. I'm not gonna downgrade you for throwing a meatball to Fernando Tatis Jr.
Jason,
So where do we stand on cheating?
yeah, that's what I was going to say, Jason. Why is cheating in football not a big deal, where in baseball it's everything?
Outstanding question. It is an incredible double standard. I think it's because baseball is so stat-driven, but the NFL has created this, I remember this happening early in my career a ton. And guys, they're suspended for 4 games. They come back, it's like nothing happened. Like during the summer of '98, while there were the home run chase, which we didn't know was being fueled by steroids at the time. I remember Jude Waddy.
I was just going to say.
Linebacker from William and Mary got a 4-game steroid suspension. And then, he comes back and it's like, "Hey, it's great to have you back." And it's like nothing ever happened. And the gains that you got to become a bigger, better, stronger football player, those are there. I don't understand the double standard because also football, like that additional strength is just as valuable, if not more so, than it is in baseball. I always thought baseball, it's great. Yeah, you're stronger or you recover faster or whatever else, but you still have to have incredible hand-eye coordination to hit a major league slider over the outfield wall. So I don't understand that, and that is part of it. It's interesting. This would have never happened if, say, a guy who served a performance-enhancing substance suspension beat a rookie left tackle for a crucial sack in a game. It's just a different deal when it comes to baseball.
Yeah, because if, let's say, Fernando Tatis Jr. was available, the Brewers tried to trade for him, I think most people would be excited, but there'd be a portion of the fan base, I don't want that cheater. When we were talking about the possibility of DeAndre Hopkins, when we thought maybe Aaron Rodgers is going to stick around, I don't think we got one person on the talk and text line saying, nah, I don't want that cheater, even though he just sat out 6 games for a PED suspension.
Yep. No, just don't care. I mean, I can tell you this, the precursor to Wilde and Tausch was Green and Gold Today, and Bill Johnson and I used to have this conversation. You know, I've had 2 co-hosts that are adamantly against cheating, and Bill was always amazed by what we're talking about right now, the double standard. Tausch is probably the thing that if you want to really tick him off the most, get him going on how many players cut corners and cheated, and there's no asterisks. I mean, think about the Aaron Judge home run chase. The baseball establishment is so anti-steroids. And again, I don't have any problem with being anti-steroids. I would like you to be anti-performance-enhancing substances. But it is so ingrained into baseball that we were celebrating Aaron Judge's chase for 61 homers as if that was going to be a new record. Even though the record is 73. I don't care how you feel about Barry Bonds. The record is the record. And aren't both McGuire and Sosa above 61? And I think Bonds has another year where he's over it too.
Yeah, Sammy had I think 3 or 4 years where he hit over 60, and because the old record was 70. McGuire hit 70 in that great home run chase.
Jason, do you think those guys should be in the Hall of Fame?
Unless you have, and again, I'm glad I'm not a baseball writer because I know all those guys in the Baseball Writers Association deal with this all the time. Like whether it's Clemens or Bonds, all those guys. Like the problem is if you don't have proof of positive tests, I just don't understand how. Like Andy Pettitte, for example, right? Like he got caught. He acknowledged he got caught. Like. And it was almost as if those guys are viewed differently too because, well, hey, at least they admitted they cheated. Now Pettitte claimed it was for, recovery purposes and whatever else. Isn't that what Braun's argument was too?
I mean, he initially said he didn't do anything.
And then he threw the sample guy. And Jason, I'm glad you bring that up because that to me is the whole idea when the lie is worse than the crime. And we have to remember that Fernando Tatis Jr., who's the guy that started this whole conversation, he also tried to lie about it when he got busted. Remember he said that he was trying to take something because he had ringworm and he got the medications mixed up?
I thought that was dogs.
I have the same problem. Yes.
We can get ringworm?
Yeah, people can get ringworm for sure.
From dogs?
I'm not sure how you get it. I just know you can.
You got to buy it.
From dogs?
I don't know.
What are you doing with dogs?
I don't have one.
No, he's not doing anything with dogs. We know that. That's a long-standing line here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. So Jason, the point that I was trying to make was that in Fernando Tatis Jr.'s situation as well, if you're one of these people who subscribes to the idea that just fess up, Andy Pettitte, just tell us what happened, don't lie about it, like Roger Clemens did, like Ryan Braun did, Fernando Tatis is in that group too.
Yeah, right. Look, I'm not going to crush the minor leaguer who did that. Like, I might give him a little bit harder time for not standing by his deleted tweet and deleting it. But look, I still, the other part of this, I mean, we don't have time to get into it, but people forget, like, and this will be our Aaron Rodgers talk for the day, so we can touch that base. Like, him and Braun were, like, such close friends, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, they opened that restaurant by the Summerfest grounds and everything else. And Rodgers, it's one of the rare times in his career where he really did speak out. I think it was tweet out in that instance, but emotionally without thinking. And, you know, the hashtag exonerated, like, this feels like forever ago, but they still don't talk. Like, there was never any reconciliation there. And, like, Rodgers used to be in, like, Brewers ads, like, promoting the new season and season ticket sales. And, like, again, the lie being worse than the crime, I'm not sure Rodgers would have completely excommunicated Ryan Braun from his friendship circle, although he does have a history of doing that to a lot of people, if he had not gone out on a limb to support him and then made the look bad, if he had just acknowledged it right away instead of lying to everyone, including him. And that, I will say this, I don't know Ryan. I never covered him. He seems like, on balance, a pretty decent guy from people that have covered him, that have talked to me about him. But what he did to that sample collector remains one of the most despicable things I've ever seen an athlete do.
Jason, I know we're out of time, so think about this for next week. When do you think we see Aaron Rodgers at another Bucs game? Because you had me thinking with the whole Brewers promotion. Obviously, he bought into the Bucs, minority owner. We've seen him at games from time to time. I'm curious the next time we actually see him at a Bucs game.
I just am so impressed at how much you guys care about the clock. You guys should have Tausch on your show once in a while and see how well you can manage the clock then.
I mean, we're already late, so.
He's the Mike McCarthy of your show?
I don't know. No, then I get blamed for being the bad clock manager. I don't know when Rodgers will be at a game, but Sydney Wilde and I will be at a game tonight.
Awesome. That's amazing. I would guess, I'm going to throw it out there, Finals, California. Bucks, Warriors, Finals, California. Jason, we appreciate you hanging out with us this morning. We'll talk to you again soon. Have a great weekend and enjoy the Bucks game tonight.
All right, everybody. Take care. Be good.
He's Jason Wilde. You can, of course, hear him on Wilde and Tausch right after Jen, Gabe, and Chewy right here on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee. Have you guys been to St. Kate the Arts Hotel yet? If you're looking for the perfect place for your next night out, make Aria, the acclaimed restaurant inside St. Kate, your next dinner destination. They specialize in artisanal American cuisine, featuring carefully prepared seasonal entrees and a robust selection of craft cocktails, wine, and local beer. And new to the menu, guys, is this family-style chicken dinner available every Sunday, featuring the restaurant's famous Brostish chicken. Brostish is a hard word to say. Brostish. It's broasted, but it's also ish. Served with mashed potatoes, goat cheese biscuits, and more. Learn more about that meal and other options from Aria and make your reservations at stkatearts.com. stkatearts.com. I'll see you there.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
We have westbound 94 still with that vehicle fire on the Barker Road off-ramp, so watch out for that. We've also got an accident 94 southbound at Highway 20 off on the right shoulder. Neither one of these are actually affecting your ride too much. Volume is so light that we're really not seeing any kind of problems out there. Traffic is brought to you by the Milwaukee Bucks. Keep up with all the Bucks action as they get ready for the postseason. Check out bucks.com/playoffs. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, partly sunny, chance of flurries or sprinkles later on, a high of 45 by the lake, 52 inland. Then tonight, partly cloudy with a low of 34. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga, 94.5 ESPN.
We believe the best things take time. You have your obsessions. Ours is crafting the best slow-smoked barbecue in the state. Crafted only from humanely raised meats, dry rub, slowly smoked, and sauced by you. Add Smoke Shack to the top of your list the next time your hunger is trying to throw you off your game. Dine in, order takeout, or consider Smoke Shack to do the cooking for your next backyard barbecue celebration. Check us out in the historic 3rd Ward on Milwaukee Street or at smokeshack.com.
Hello, I'm David Figueroa, co-founder of Melinda's Craft Pepper Sauces. Over 30 years ago, my brother Greg and I set out on a mission to offer the world a better hot sauce. We felt that most hot sauces were just basic. And let's face it, basic is boring. Since introducing Melinda's Original Habanero Pepper Sauce, we've launched 31 more exciting and delicious sauces, like our Ghost Pepper Sauce, our Thai Sweet Chili, and our newest and best-selling Black Truffle Hot Sauce. People ask us, what makes Melinda's so good? Well, we think it's our approach to making sauces. We think like chefs do. Instead of just burning someone with hot peppers and vinegar, we use fresh plant-based ingredients like carrots, onions, garlic, limes, and the finest chili peppers to set your mouth on flavor. They're really fantastic, and once you try one, you'll want to try them all. And right now, get a 10-pack of our best-selling sauces with free shipping at melindas.com. That's melindas.com. melindas.com to see our line of craft condiments and to find a retailer near you.
When you're an innovative business, every blinking cursor, every blank page is an opportunity. What will you do with it? Will you make something better or create something new? Our Dell Technologies advisors provide you with tools and expertise to do incredible things. Because we believe there's an innovator in all of us. For advice on smart PCs powered by Intel V Pro that's built for business, call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone, America's #1 brakes destination. We have the pads, rotors, drums, shoes, and brake fluids to improve your stopping power. Right now, save 15% when you get any 2 Duralast rotors with a set of Duralast brake pads. Missing a tool? Ask about our free Loan-A-Tool program and borrow the tools you need to get the job done.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Claim based on data from the MPD Group 2021. Deposit required for Loan-A-Tool.
It's Friday, and that means it's time to check in with GKB President Craig Karmazin.
I'm like part of the overall home office team that was fortunate enough to be invited to the party. So I'm attending. I've already RSVP'd, so I will be there.
Fridays with Mo.
I've never been somewhere before that was usable.
For what it's worth,
Charlotte
Is there
Airport,
a-
which has some great sleeping pods.
Is there a prophylactic rubber in there?
No, there is not.
Craig Karmazin on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
We missed Craig Karmazin last week, so we got a lot to catch up on with him. Good morning, Craig. How's your day going?
Oh my God, so much to catch up on.
Oh,
There's some dogs.
I was gonna say, you had a little puppy party,
there.
little puppy party there at the Karmazin Castle.
Actually, don't ruin it. Tomorrow we do have a surprise birthday party for the 2 dogs.
All right, your secret's safe with us.
Wait a minute.
I won't tell your dogs.
I think you could tell the dogs, and it would be okay. If I'm being honest with you, I don't think that there's going to be any different behavior if you tell the dogs that you're having a surprise party versus if you don't tell the dogs that you're having a surprise party.
You can talk about it around them, but I don't think, if they saw the treats and all the other things, they would know something was going on.
Surprised you can even say treats around your dog. We can't say treats in any room of the house
No.
without our dog coming running.
We can't say dog park. You always have to say DP because you say dog
ride?
park.
Go for a ride?
Go for a ride?
And then,
Yeah.
then it's weird because
That's what I do with Chewy, too.
then your dogs think you're talking about the damn pet.
You ever get ringworm from a dog, Craig?
Because they're not a big fan.
Craig?
What'd you say?
You ever get ringworm from a dog? Dogs have
Not since breakfast. No.
Not since breakfast.
But it's bad for dogs. It's got to be real bad for humans.
It's not good for anybody.
Oh.
I don't think you want ringworm in your pets or yourself.
It does say people get ringworm after contact with someone who has the infection. I'm guessing that you also shouldn't share clothing, towels, combs, or other personal items with people who may have ringworm. Yeah, but how do you...
Wait, but isn't that true of any infection, that people get an infection for people who have the infection?
Yeah, ringworm is a parasite. Did you know that?
Yeah.
So anyway, the reason that Chewy was asking about ringworm is because we were talking about Fernando Tatis Jr. and how when he got busted for the PEDs, he tried to say that he was using a topical cream to fight ringworm and that he confused the labels basically. Like the one that he got busted for, the name was very similar to the name of something you would use to treat ringworm. And everybody was like, I don't think so, man.
I don't think that's something you come up with when you get caught. I think that's something that when you're planning this and when someone's giving you it to start, they say, hey, if anything ever comes up, it's really close to this and you'll be fine because you could just say you were treating weight.
1,000,000%. And they have all those people, right? You have all those handlers who assist in the PED space who have all of these built-in explanations for when they are prescribing, quote unquote, PEDs.
I'm trying to think of the name.
Wait, before you get into the ring room, can we just say that baseball's actually like super enjoyable to watch now? And Gabe, like, I know you've always thought this, but like games end and like Chewy's awake and he has no idea what to do. And games that are like 12-2 end in like 2 hours and 20 minutes.
It's a fair point.
It's like fantastic.
It's a fair point. We need to spend more time talking about that.
It is much better. It's better because
fantastic.
I'm not sitting there going, "Will you throw the ball already?"
But, Craig, Gabe went to the home opener and he did have some thoughts. Gabe, tell Craig your experience at the home opener.
Well, so we're sitting there and my wife wanted the baked potato. Baked potato stand was pretty close to where we were, so I got up to go get the baked potato. They were having issues with the card reader. Next thing I know, I missed 5 outs. It took them a while to figure that out. Like, you've got to budget your time and make sure you are efficient with your moves when you leave your seat if you want to watch the game, because otherwise you're going to end up missing a lot more than you used to when you decided to go wait in line and get your second or third beer.
Totally. It used to be like if you were a baseball fan, you went and just watched the game. And then if you had like kids or whatever, you went and just walked around. Then it got to where even if you were a baseball fan, you could kind of leisurely walk around and do stuff. I agree. It's back to like, if you actually care about the game, like you're watching every pitch. And I even notice that, like if I'm not at a game and I'm just on the ESPN app, like looking at the game cast, like used to sometimes sit like waiting for it to refresh and all that. Now even watching a game cast is entertaining because it's just consistent.
It's great advice from Gabe, and I hope that our loyal listeners are taking note of it as well, because my mom and I are going to the Brewers-Cardinals game tonight at AmFam Field, and I did tell her that when she was asking, what time should I get there? I said, well, Gabe went to the game. He said, you don't want to miss a lot of the action now with how quick the pitch clock is going, so let's get there earlier, go get all of our snacky snacks beforehand, and then plan on sitting in our seats to watch all of the action.
Aren't there monitors right in the concourse?
So there are, but the food stand that I was at is just it wasn't like one of the main concession stands that have the TV. It was just like the little kiosk. So there's not the TV.
Did you have your phone?
Well, yeah, but I'm not going
to put the phone on
now,
the game.
Yeah, but he didn't. This was the first time. Like he didn't know how the pitch clock was
But
going to
also,
affect the
there's a
pace of
delay
play.
on that stream. I can hear what's going on when people are cheering.
Yep.
If I have a stream on my phone, that's going to be 2 outs behind minimum.
Right. The WTMJ app will be slightly behind. I get it. But
wow, you guys, let me just say this. You guys are spoiled. You are high maintenance. Am I right, Ashton?
So right.
Oh,
so
my
right.
goodness.
Just sit in your damn seat and watch the game. They got vendors
Whoa,
for a reason.
He said it was his wife who wanted the baked potato. Are you telling me that if Angie wanted a baked potato, you're telling her,
go get it,
go
get it yourself?
Really a baseball game? Is a baked potato an acceptable baseball game?
It's not, and that's a great point, but who might argue?
I mean, who's eating a baked potato at a baseball game?
My wife. My wife.
That sounds pretty good.
I had a bite. It was pretty solid.
I actually had a baked potato the other night with dinner, and I was
had
like,
one last night.
No, that's not baseball
I haven't
food.
had it in a long time, and I was like, this is divine. I should do the baked potato more often.
Does she not eat hot dogs?
Yeah, she does. In fact, that's her favorite thing to get from the Rot's Hots food truck. She loves the Rot Dog.
Thank you for your patronage.
So it's ruined. It's so good. It's ruined her on all other hot dogs.
Craig. Does a cheater ever lose that tag?
They do, but I don't know why arbitrarily some do and some don't.
Well, if you stink, then no one cares. Like, I used to cheat on tests, allegedly, and get C's. Like, no one cares, right? Because I'm not affecting the curve.
I don't think you can do the allegedly thing.
No, I got your back. Allegedly. I got your back.
But I'm not affecting the curve. You know the curve?
I allegedly cheated in astronomy in college. If you feel like you take that test,
Did you think that the stars were a drone?
Are you familiar with that story? Are you familiar with that story, Craig?
The problem is No, but I was cheating off of Kyrie's test and not the right guy to cheat off of. It's not me.
That's good.
So, Craig, we were asking our loyal listeners this morning because we were talking about this minor league pitcher who basically gave. He wasn't talking to Tatis. So let's be clear. The poll that we put up on the Jen, Gabe, and Chewy Twitter account says, in a since-deleted tweet, a minor league pitcher responded to a video of him giving up a home run to Fernando Tatis Jr. by saying, "Cheater hits a home run on a rehab assignment during a steroid suspension. Is he being lame?" And I said, show me the lie. Nothing of what he said is inaccurate. And Gabe and Ashton think it's sour grapes.
He didn't lie.
No,
It's still lame.
I think in that context, it's very fitting of the media he's doing it in. I think, if he was interviewed after the game and said, what pitch was it? And he was like, well, it doesn't matter. The guy's a cheater and blah, blah, blah. But, that's kind of what Twitter is. And, I think that's just kind of a funny context around it. And, he could either build his brand that way or realize that he was going to build his brand too much that way. And as you said, it's since deleted, so he thought the better of it. But I think it's very fitting of the media he made the post on.
I have a bigger issue with him deleting the tweet than I do with him posting the tweet. Because, I think it was look, do you want to give up a home run to Fernando Tatis Jr.? No. But if somebody's going to then shove it in your face, you have the get out of jail free card in that the guy is a known cheater. So now everything that Fernando Tatis is involved in, you can always say, yeah, but he cheated. And people are like, yeah, he did. Right? That's,
but Jen,
he's got to wear it.
You're a savvy, media national personality. This is a guy who probably had 400 followers in the minor leagues and probably didn't realize how it was going to blow up, that it was going to be the lead story on ESPN, on the ticker it'd be on, I think there's probably some level of this guy's a dumb meathead with his friends. And then all of a sudden he's like, whoa, I didn't know that I had done that.
Yeah. But if I was to say to you, hey, Brian Braun.
By the way, once I say meathead, Chewy has to automatically speak next because he's he's speaking for the dumb meathead. Okay, yes, Chewy?
Pavlov's dog.
I don't have a problem with that. Now I lost my train of thought, idiot.
Something about Brian Braun. Were you going with a Brian Braun thing?
If I was to say to you, hey, Brian Braun won an MVP, what would you say? What would you say?
Are you talking about Ryan Braun or Brian
Are we talking
Braun?
about the backup quarterback who the Packers?
What did I call him?
Brian Braun. Which again is a real person.
Wait.
That has Packers
Time
connections.
out. Chewy, who the hell are you talking about?
This should be a lesson to all of you. When I have a great point, don't cut me off.
You said Brian Braun the first time.
I did?
Yes.
Yeah. We need a break.
Well, I think
Jen almost caught it, then she's like, you know what? I'm going to see if he does it again. And sure enough,
because the first
you walked
thing,
right into the bear trap.
Whatever the hell his name is, if you asked me the same question, I would say, yeah, but he was on steroids that year.
You're saying the year he got drafted by the Packers or the year after he got drafted by the Packers?
The year he got cut.
When he got cut?
Is that the coach of Indiana now or something like that?
That's a really good question. What is he up to now?
Louisville now?
Well, no, that's Jeff. So
All
his
right,
brother
enough of
Jeff.
that.
No, but I think he was on his staff.
He
wasn't
was on the staff. I don't know. Did he take over at Purdue?
Yes, he did.
So he's now the head coach of Purdue.
Brian is.
Okay. The best thing we know about him is nothing bad has happened to him or his family, because if it had, Jen would have done a story on him. So we know he's doing very well.
1,000,000% correct. Nailed it.
I really said Brian Braun.
You did.
Like 5 times. And I'm still not sure who you're talking about.
I don't either.
So the beauty of this is Chewy knows that on this show we talk about Packers and nonsense. So even when he wants to talk about Ryan Braun, he knows that the closest way he can do it is by calling him Brian Braun. Chewy's just at another level.
Yeah, he really is. Just finds a way to somehow connect it all.
Craig, we appreciate you hanging out with us this morning. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you again soon.
Happy Easter. See ya.
Happy Easter. We should put it on the poll, Ashy, and it should just say Ryan Braun, Brian Braun, and leave it no context. No context
I
at
still
all.
don't think I said it. I don't.
Okay,
How many times?
Said it 7 times. So
How many times have you said something? We tell you say it. You don't think you said it. How many times do we have to do this so Ashton has to cut up the audio? We can either save Ashton the work and you can believe us, or you can make Ashton
I want
do the
proof.
Yeah, why would you give him the option? He obviously wants the work.
All right. right, it is your cue to call. We are doing Bucks trivia today. Bucks trivia to celebrate the Bucks getting that number one seed in the East. So give us a call right now, 800-990-3776. Bucks trivia, and you can win a Bucks prize, Gabe.
Change the way you do business and take more control of the payment process with Fifth Third Bank's Treasury Management Solutions. Their market expertise and managed services streamline the entire payment process and integrate with your existing systems, giving you more control than ever. With their suite of payment solutions, you will soon recognize new revenue sources that can save time, offset operating costs, and improve the bottom line, all customized for your business. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN. They talk about everything, but sports always comes first.
I'd watch it. Goody and Rogers on the Punter Show.
I want them to in the office. Yeah. I don't want to be a fly on the wall. No public stuff because they're going to be too political. I want the real stuff to come out.
What's the real stuff?
They're going to be cursing at each other. Rogers will be going off on Goody. Goody will be going off back. It's going to be like UN show meetings.
I was going to ask you if you were going to bring that up.
Spend your afternoons with Homer and Tony. Weekdays 2 to 4 on 94.5 ESPN.
This Bucks team is something special. There's unbelievable once-in-a-lifetime freakish talent like you've never seen before. The blocks, the dunks, the next-level energy, and a hungry core that's running the court, dropping shots, and posting stat after stat after stat. All this action will have you on your feet cheering Fear the Deer. The playoffs presented by BMO are here. Get your single-game tickets now at bucks.com/playoffs.
Hi, it's John Reitz from Great Midwest Bank. And you know, there's more to being a local Wisconsin bank than perfectly pronouncing Oconomowoc or Waukesha. Or is it Waukesha? But rest assured, at Great Midwest Bank, we understand the local community and economy because we're a part of it. At GMB, we provide customized lending products that others just can't offer. Experience a hometown banking difference. Head to greatmidwestbank.com. Great Midwest Bank, your simply local equal housing lender.
For adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy, now there's Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months, and Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Nothing and me go hand in hand. Nothing on my skin, that's my new plan. Nothing is everything.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, you could achieve 90% clearer skin. Ask your doctor about the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis and visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Natalia, solid dismount, but that little pause is a deduction.
Top tumblers hope to stick the landing with Coach Jasmine.
That aerial sequence still needs work.
She needs more certified athletic trainers to find her balance.
Focus. I'm going to need you for the all-around. Wait, who's spotting the vault?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
At Progressive, we love sports and saving you money, so we bundled them together.
It's 40 love here in the third set.
And there's the bell. She's coming off the bench hot, looking for a quick knockdown. But wait, she's driving to the hoop. Oh, down goes the champ.
Now that's another double fault. She'll be shooting too.
The serve is up. And here comes the left hook. She's bundled her home and auto insurance with Progressive. Swish, ace, savings, TKO.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Discount not available in all states or situations.
Discount Liquor Easter Week is here on 94.5 ESPN. With over 1,400 varieties of beer, liquor, and wine in stock, Discount Liquor has the selection, everyday low prices, expert service, and the convenience of 2 locations. It's the perfect spot to find a great drink for your Easter meal. Located in Milwaukee at 51st and Oklahoma and downtown Waukesha at Main and Barstow. Discount Liquor is a family-owned and operated business. The Discount Liquor family wishes you a happy Easter. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Is it against the law to be a moron or not?
The law.
Not yet.
I texted this to Jen earlier. The law does protect some people from things that are called an attractive nuisance.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Maybe we're just trying too hard when really it's closer than it is too far. 'Cause I'm in too deep and I'm trying to keep up.
Your Milwaukee Bucks hosting the Memphis Grizzlies tonight. As we heard earlier, Jason Wilde and his daughter will be at the game, and it is now your turn to win with some Bucks trivia. 800-990-3776. Who do we got on the line, Ashley?
We've got, coming up first, we've got Kevin in Racine. Kevin, what's going on, pal?
Hi, how's it going?
All right, Kevin, we've got some great Bucks playoffs gear we want to give away, so we're hoping you get the question correct. Your question: which Bucks legend was nicknamed the Squid?
Wow.
Bucks legend nicknamed the
that's
Squid.
Vin Baker.
That is incorrect. Sidney Moncrief was the Squid. Sidney Moncrief.
I think that was the hardest question we have on this list.
Never heard of that.
Sorry.
We move on. Who we got next, Ashy?
Next up, we've got Dumpy in West Bend. Dumpy.
All right, Sir Dumpy on Twitter. Here's your question. How long was the Bucks' lengthy winning streak this season?
What's the multiple choice here?
No. But you may remember some things that we were doing to celebrate the win streak
Chewy
here
did some
on
reps.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Jen ate some Oreos.
16 games?
What'd you say?
16?
16 games is correct. I'm glad, by the way, yesterday. I mean, I feel like we had to fly past it because we had a guest and we were talking with him, Joey Chestnut. I'm glad you're back on the Oreo train.
Yes, it's
You
good
are?
that we are back together, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was that? A month?
Yeah, like 3
Roughly.
weeks-ish. But Oreo went to therapy, worked on his issues, and so we can give it another go. Congratulations to Dumpy, our big winner this morning for the Bucks trivia. Obviously, we are celebrating the Bucks getting that number 1 seed in the East. And now you were talking a little bit, and we don't have a ton of time here, but about how concerned you are about Chris and potential. And again, not so much about the injury, but just how easily I suppose it happened.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. And it's not like super concerning, but it wasn't a thought in the back of my head. Now that thought is just going to kind of be there in the back of my head where it's like, okay, if Chris is healthy. Right? I feel that qualifier just has to be constantly thrown out there. That just makes me a little bit nervous of the if Chris is healthy.
All right, I'll put my doctor hat on. What is the problem with the knee?
Well, so he...
Tendinitis, bursitis,
so it was...
MCL strain?
It was the knee he injured last season, rested it up, and then kind of re-aggravated it. Just kind of gives him some issues from time to time. Just kind of pops up and gives him a little bit of issues.
All right, sounds like a tendinitis type thing. And it's a nagging thing.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
And maybe it's a situation.
fine.
Maybe it's a situation where they decided to sit him down, and he would have tried to play through it if they were playing in the Eastern Conference semifinals. I'm not sure. Bud always plays those injury stuff pretty tight to the chest.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
Ryan and McGuanago weighing in, saying, with all the Bucks players who are out tonight, will Jason's daughter be starting?
A lot of guys out.
No reason to play him.
Go Sid.
It's Goran Dragic time.
We roll on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Big second hour of the show. We've got Garrett Mitchell coming up a little later in the 8 o'clock hour. You will not want to miss that. Stick around.
With westbound 94 still with that vehicle fire on the Barker Road off-ramp, so watch out for that. We've also got an accident 94 southbound at Highway 20 off on the right shoulder. Neither one of these are actually affecting your ride too much. Volume is so light that we're really not seeing any kind of problems out there. Traffic is brought to you by the Milwaukee Bucks. Keep up with all the Bucks action as they get ready for the postseason. Check out bucks.com/playoffs. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, partly sunny, chance of flurries or sprinkles later on, a high of 45 by the lake, 52 inland. Then tonight, partly cloudy with a low of 34. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Looking for your next night out? Q Club of Wisconsin is the hangout spot for watching sports, playing games, and having some drinks. Mike, what you got going on over there, buddy?
Hey, Gary, there's so much going on here. We've got all your favorite teams on our TVs, more pool tables than you know what to do with, and live local bands playing on Saturdays. Plus, we got bocce leagues all summer long that we're signing teams up for right now. And, of course, our fish fry piled high on Wednesdays and Fridays.
And stop by for brunch on Saturdays and Sundays at 9 a.m. Check out QClubOfWisconsin.com.
ESPN Milwaukee's Jen Latta here for St. Kate the Arts Hotel. If you're looking to start the weekend right, head to Bubbles and Brunch at St. Kate the Arts Hotel. Every weekend from 9 to 1 in Giggly Champagne and Wine Bar, this brunch is anything but basic. The atmosphere is set with a local DJ spinning music to set the mood, while the hotel's acclaimed culinary team offers up a menu of elevated breakfast dishes. Add to the fun with endless mimosas. Experience a brunch that is anything but basic at Giggly Champagne and Wine Bar inside St. Kate the Arts Hotel. Reservations available online. Learn more by visiting stkatearts.com.
The regular season is winding down.
As the final horn sounds and the road to the NBA title will go through the Cream City of Milwaukee.
But there's still work to be done. Tonight, the Bucks host the Grizzlies.
Carter drills it from right in front of his own bench. To the corner. Bobby Portis delivers a beauty from the right. Here's a tough shot. Holiday delivers another beauty.
Our coverage on 94.5 ESPN and the Bucks radio network starts at 6:30 with tip-off set for 7 o'clock. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee, a Good Karma Brands radio station. Showtime. The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
I mean this with all due respect. What the hell was that noise you just out?
I was getting my verklempt out.
I've never heard you do that before.
The garden gnome had a normal size penis. The garden gnome had a normal size penis.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Sometimes I yell in the car on the way here.
You do?
To get your voice warm.
But like Ron Burgundy?
Yeah.
Oh!
They're coming in through the back door! Oh no! Grab the children!
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamora. Here's Jen Latta.
Running her mouth, she wants to ride and she's trying to hide it. I'm cool as ever, she's too excited. Her man look like he wanna fight. He ain't doing nothing but running his mouth. Talk about it, we all about it. They making plans, we sit and count our checks.
It was the news everyone was waiting for. The Jets adding a former Packers quarterback to their roster. Only it wasn't the quarterback y'all were thinking. Jets adding ex-Packer quarterback Tim Boyle as Aaron Rodgers' trade saga drags on. And I got to tell you guys, yeah.
Can you show him this? Can you show him his proper respect?
Laser Show.
Laser Show Tim Boyle. Thank you. Please use his full name.
His full name. Did he change it on his birth certificate? He went down to the office and paid the fine and everything. It's not a fine, but there's a fee. There's a fee to change your name.
I mean, if people started calling me Laser Show and I was an NFL backup quarterback, absolutely I am changing my name legally.
All right, let me conspiracy theory this thing with you guys. This, to me, was Aaron Rodgers sending a message, bat signal, to the masses saying, I'm not going anywhere except the New York Jets. Like, so this whole idea of the 49ers, poppycock, baloney, malarkey, it's not happening. So he told the Jets to sign his guy, the Laser Show, as a sign of, this is where I'm going. It hasn't happened yet, but it's going to. Because are you telling me the Jets are signing Tim Boyle if Aaron Rodgers is not the quarterback in New
No,
York?
they already have their backup. There's no way they're tossing Zach Wilson aside.
Correct.
So what the hell you need Boyle for?
Rodgers.
Is it a wish list thing?
You be very careful about that wish list word. It's very buzzy.
No, I agree. I just...
But by the Jets
I don't
signing
know why this
him,
is so difficult. Huh?
By the Jets signing him, to me, they're just like, yep, Aaron Rodgers, definitely our guy. And it just opens the door for the Packers to go, okay, if he's your guy, then give us a little bit more.
I mean, I could see Randall Cobb.
Sure.
Right? But Tim Boyle? I can't.
He's a laser show.
I know, but I don't see Aaron Rodgers saying, hey, you got to bring my guy Boyle in here.
Well, it works twofold. It's a guy who's not a threat to Rodgers, and it's a guy who he has a relationship with and gets along with, right? And he's got to be in that quarterback room. Like, Rodgers to me has always been the guy that can't walk into a party alone. Right? You know,
He's already got Alan Lazard.
Oh, well, yeah, we saw the pictures of the two of them running around like the guys from Brian's song.
I would say he can't.
R.I.P.
I thought that's what they were doing.
Pour one out for Brian
recreating
Piccolo.
the Billy D. Williams James Caan scene from Brian's song.
I can see Aaron Rodgers walking into a party alone, but it's going to be an hour after everyone's there. So when he shows up, they're like, "Oh, he's coming! He's here! Look at yay!"
And then he knows.
But if
he's going to walk
but
over.
if he doesn't know anybody in the room, I think he's the guy who sits in the car. He sits in the car until Tim Boyle shows up. He sits in the car until Alan Lazard shows up. Like, I don't think he's walking into a party.
Do you think he's an introvert? That sounds like an introvert to me.
It wouldn't surprise me if I think socially he might be.
Really?
Awkward.
Yeah, I think he might be introverted socially.
Really?
Well, for the longest time, he kept his personal life personal. He kept it very close. It took him very long to kind of open up about who he's dating and talk about that side of his life. I think that socially he just kind of keeps to himself.
I just think, like most athletes and most people that have a job, I don't want to go somewhere where I have to talk about my job. You know? Like, after I'm done with this, the last thing I want to do is go to the gym and talk about the Packers. I'll be like, dude, just come on. Come on.
What do you want to talk about? Grass?
It's getting close.
Did you see his eyes light up? My God.
Which kind of grass?
Me and the Blammer, a lot of work to do Saturday.
In the yard.
You're going to be doing some tilling in the yard?
We got to sharpen blades, put a little oil in here.
Does he show up in overalls?
Go have lunch. Have a little white wine. Get yelled at when I come home.
Terry from Watertown weighing in on our ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line saying, the dude sat in the dark alone for days. Yes, he's an introvert.
It's a really good point.
It was right in front of us. It was right there. We just
Then what am I?
Well,
what am I?
Well, you don't like people. And I don't necessarily think that's the same thing as being an introvert, to be perfectly honest with you.
Just because you're an introvert doesn't mean you don't have your inner circle that you open up to and talk to.
Well, we did a test. This goes back to Holmgren, right? Where we tried to determine everyone's personality.
Mm-hmm.
And this was probably 95. And I was a AB.
I was about to say, I think you're probably AB.
Which is what?
So...
Which is, I don't really want to go, but when I'm there and I warm up, then I'm fine.
More or less.
So what is that? Semi-introvert? Like, you are an extrovert.
What?
Yes.
Introvert?
No.
Yes.
I'm an extrovert.
No.
No.
I promise.
He's probably closer to me.
I think you guys don't know the real me.
Yeah, we know we don't know the real you because you don't just invite us over to do things.
Yeah.
Because
Tell us again about the couch you were purchasing and you only asked people who were going to be sitting on the couch.
I think that's fair.
Making it very clear that we would, in fact, not be.
When is the last time you had someone over to your apartment?
Sunday.
Who?
My friends.
Really?
Why is that?
Wait a minute. Is the incredulousness about the friends part or that he invited people over part?
Both.
Well, here's the thing. I don't always invite people over to my apartment because it's small.
But when
and
I do, it's not you.
Well, hey, truth. We're about to tell the truth here on this show, right?
800-990-3776. Lots of reaction rolling in to the Tim Boyle signing in New York. Ryan in McGuanago saying, you need Boyle for mini camp reps since Rodgers won't be there. That is possible as well, that Rodgers was like, hey, throw my guy a bone, right? I'm not going to be there. You need somebody who knows Hackett's system. Boyle does, scheme-wise. So maybe he just thought like, hey, the guy's sitting on the unemployment line right now. Let's bring him in and
Yeah, nobody else really out there.
But I disagree totally.
With
because
what?
if San Francisco was not interested, they'd tweet something or do something like, nah, this is not true.
Well, they would get it out for sure.
And then if Rodgers didn't want to go to San Francisco, he would have tweeted something. maybe some symbol.
Nah, he'd go on McAfee, right?
Well, I don't know if he'd go on McAfee for that one, but I think he'd tell McAfee, and McAfee would get it out.
Okay, fair enough. He would use that.
Yeah, he'd use the platform.
Portal.
No matter what. Yeah.
To get that information.
But nobody's denying anything.
Do you think Rodgers wants to go to the 49ers? If
No.
Rodgers had his pick right now, Chew, compensation aside, right?
I would say yes.
He'd be crazy not to go to San Francisco.
I would say yes. A better chance to win the Super Bowl in the travel.
Yeah, just being that
in the
close to
travel.
home.
You know, he cannot blow off whatever team he's going to for a full off season. He just can't. You can't do that.
Well, and the other thing, it keeps coming up. I disagree with it, but if the cold weather thing is actually true, where he's just kind of declining in the cold weather, New York's not exactly a tropical paradise in December and January. Not that San Francisco, I mean, it can get cooler in northern San Francisco and playing in Santa Clara, but it's still going to be very nice compared to New York, Green Bay, that time of year.
I, for one, am shocked, I tell you, that perhaps weather conditions might affect a quarterback's ability to throw the ball effectively and perform at a high level. I mean, all these guys like the Josh Allens of the world who are expected to do this in Buffalo.
Do you think he wants to take on the media in New York? Or I certainly don't think it's scaring him away.
I think he thinks he's smarter than anyone who would ask him any questions, so...
So does he want that challenge?
I don't know if he wants it, but he's not afraid of it. But also, like, what we said about the media is it's not so much that the media are more aggressive or ask tougher questions. There's just more people, quantity. So, and Dario, who worked in New York, has always said this. When you go into a locker room, your bosses expect you to ask the question. So even if someone else has already asked the question, your bosses want your mic flag in there and your face the one asking the question. You know what I mean by the question, whatever the question is, which means the athletes are going to get the question from every single outlet, right? And how well will he handle being asked the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over again?
I'd love to ask Brett if he liked it.
New York?
Yeah. The fact that he was only there 1 year would lead me to say, was he driven by spite, or he just didn't really like New York?
Yeah,
because they were 8-3, Gabe.
Yeah, before
they had a lot of talent.
Before he injured the bicep. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they were a good team. But I think, yeah, he maneuvered his way out of there to get to Minnesota.
Okay.
Maybe he enjoyed it, but I think he knew the entire time it was going to be a pit stop on his way to the Vikings.
Like, could you guys live in New York?
Yeah.
Well, I couldn't.
Yeah.
At this age,
you're too big for New York.
No. I mean, again, so yes, let's be specific. When I was younger, right? I got 3 kids now. It's tough to live in New York, like Manhattan. First of all, it's very expensive. But also, like, you don't have a yard. You go run over to Central Park. Like, Central Park is everyone's yard type of thing, So little stuff like that you have to kind of get used to if you have a family.
Yeah, you're too big for New York. Everything's just tight, cramped
just,
together.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you're
I agree.
You're too
I
big.
agree. I like my space, but he may like his space. He certainly loves warm weather. In San Diego.
If you could buy a $32 million house
But
in
I'm
San
just
Diego,
saying,
wouldn't you?
I would rather go to San Francisco than New York.
Yeah.
But you think he would as well.
I
That's
think
more
he
important.
would as well.
I mean, the team, like everything is better in San Francisco, is it not? The coach is better.
Oh.
The roster is better. The weather is better. What's not better in San Francisco than it is in New York from a football Aaron Rodgers standpoint?
I don't know if San Francisco would give him the keys to the car as much as the Jets would. Right?
I think that's fair.
That's fair.
Is that driving him at all?
Well, it's funny because we've heard so much about the ownership situation in New York and how Woody Johnson has been so all in. Are you getting that vibe from San Francisco, or is San Francisco like you know?
But San Francisco
You're
operates
trying to lay in the
differently.
We're not lucky to have you. You're lucky to have us, right? That whole like. But you know what I'm saying?
San Francisco, if they're serious about this, it's smart to lay in the weeds because the
Yes.
Jets have been out there seeming so desperate, which is what has held this thing up because they've been out there pleading their allegiance, saying, oh, man, we haven't made the playoffs in 2010. Seriously, everything that Greeny does on Get Up while entertaining probably actually hurts the Jets because that represents the Jets fan base and how desperate they
do
are.
remind me a little bit of Stacy from Wayne's World, when she's like rollerblading past him when they're playing. Hi, Wayne! Hi! Like that's kind of how the Jets have been with this whole thing.
Is Tim Boyle the gun rack then? Are Jets fans going, oh,
what am I going to do with a gun rack? Yes, that's exactly what they're saying.
don't own
what are we
a
going to
gun.
do with Tim Boyle?
Don't own a gun.
And Chewy can
Much
never
less
weigh in
many
on
guns
that
to
because he has
necessitate an entire
never
rack.
seen Wayne's World.
I watched half. It's kind of annoying now, though, right? I mean, it wasn't at the time, but it's really annoying now.
You're just an old fart.
No, it's just... Ash, am I right?
I'm not really.
I see a little silhouette of
That's
a
not
man.
bad.
Scaramouche, will you do a fandango?
Great hair.
800-990-3776. It is your cue to call to play the Week in Rechew. We've got 5 questions for Mark Chimura. Let's see how well he was paying attention to the show that bears his name, Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Call us now, 800-990-3776.
Chewy, buddy,
What?
are you getting in trouble over there?
My friends are ripping on Ashen.
Okay.
Okay, that's okay. We can discuss that later.
But when you get yourself in trouble, and you've done a good
Oh,
job
I'm
keeping
reading?
yourself out of trouble.
I said that 5 times to you.
Sorry, Brian. Yeah. I go to the Jewelry Center. It's been a
Attaboy.
while, but...
Since you gotten yourself in trouble, or since you've been able to make up
in
for
town, hanging out with the Blammer last night.
Jewelry
hanging
Center.
out with them on Saturday. I should probably stop over there.
Yeah.
Plus,
Dean.
plus, it's Easter. So, can never go wrong with buying something from the Jewelry Center. Let's be honest, most guys don't have a clue when it comes to buying jewelry. Gabe's one of the smart ones. Got his engagement ring and the wedding bands from the Jewelry Center for his wedding in 2022. They also do in-house repairs for watches and other fine jewelry, like my championship ring when it needs work. I know where I'll be taking it to, the Jewelry Center. They've got 3 locations to stop into, Greenfield, Brookfield, and Burlington. And if my wife can't tag along, she can look through all the many styles of diamonds and other fine cuts online at shoptjc.com. I'm living proof. Happy wife, happy life. The Jewelry Center will make it happen. Brookfield, Greenfield, and Burlington, and online at shoptjc.com. Gabe told me some great information that one of the employees here is dating Dean, the Dancing Machine's daughter.
That's true. True story.
Shout out to Tyler.
Give me a call, Dino.
Full show podcasts, interviews, and special content is available right now at WisconsinOnDemand.com. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy on 94.5 ESPN.
It is a pretty quiet ride across the entire area right now. Volume has dropped off nicely and no incidents up on the board, so everything is looking pretty good. Traffic is brought to you by Waukesha Gun Club, one of Wisconsin's largest shotgun-only clubs. Trap and sporting clay leagues are forming now. Stop in or register at waukeshagunclub.org. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Today, partly sunny, chance of flurries or sprinkles later on with a high of 45 by the lake, 52 inland. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 34. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Mazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, sponsored by Ridgetop Exteriors on 94.5 ESPN.
This Bucks team is something special. There's unbelievable, once-in-a-lifetime freakish talent like you've never seen before. The blocks, the dunks, the next-level energy, and a hungry core that's running the court, dropping shots, and posting stat after stat after stat. All this action will have you on your feet cheering Fear the Deer. The playoffs presented by BMO are here. Get your single-game tickets now at bucks.com/playoffs.
FanDuel Sportsbook NBA same-game parlays give you the chance to turn a little bet into a big payday. Choose any NBA game and combine multiple bets into one wager for bigger wins. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and sign up using promo code PLAY to bet the NBA today. That's promo code PLAY exclusively on FanDuel Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA.
21 plus and present in Arizona, Colorado, Connecticut, Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, Louisiana, permitted parishes only. Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Virginia, Wyoming, or West Virginia. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable site credit that expires 14 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER, or visit FanDuel.com/RG in Colorado, Iowa, Michigan, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Illinois, and Virginia. 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342 in Arizona. 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut. 1-800-9-WITH-IT in Indiana. 1-877-770-STOP in Louisiana. 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369 in New York. Tennessee Redline 1-800-889-9789. 1-800-522-4700 in Wyoming or visit 1-800-GAMBLER.net in West Virginia.
I'm Ben Jewick with Coakley Brothers and Brothers Interiors. 2023 is our 135th year in business, making it the perfect time for our crew to help you create a workspace that will help you attract, retain, and grow your business. The office is the cultural hub of the organization. We can help with interior design, construction, new furniture, and move management. Like Milwaukee's baseball team, our crew excels at home and on the road. If your company has a national facilities footprint, we can hit for you in any ballpark. Championship organizations are built on teamwork and collaboration. Visit brothersinteriors.com to see how we can help your team win.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Just jump on it.
That's what he did.
Chewy, jump on it, jump on it, jump on it. Slow down.
On 94.5 ESPN.
It's Jen, Gabe, and Chewy on ESPN Milwaukee. Got some polls in the field on our Jen, Gabe, and Chewy Twitter account. We were asking you this morning about the since-deleted tweet that a minor league pitcher had responding to a video of him giving up a home run to Fernando Tatis Jr. by saying cheater hits a home run on a rehab assignment during steroid suspension. By the way, that's very Mad Lib-esque. It almost feels like I could have had blanks there and just filled in words. Anyway, we were asking, is it lame of him to have tweeted that? Let us know on our Jen, Gabe, and Chewy Twitter account. We also put, what did Chewy say? Did he say Brian Braum or did he say Ryan Braun?
You said Braum. I mean, I can play the audio. We've got to get to this here, but you said Braum like 7 times.
I don't believe you.
Okay, well,
let's get to
We
Can Reach You.
Think you know the show better than the average ESPN Milwaukee fan? Now's your chance to prove it. It's time to play the Week in Reach You.
All right, bud. How you feeling?
Well, you just told me there's no chance I'm going to get any of these.
No, I don't think that's the case. I think he's trying to mess with your head.
Not Gabe.
No.
Ashton, yes.
Yeah, I thought he was going to do hot today, but then Gabe said some things, and I don't know anymore.
The one thing I have learned about this game is it all depends upon what audio clips Ashton is willing to play for the majority of these questions.
Sure does.
So, I don't know. We'll see how you do, pal.
All right, let's get the party started.
All right. Again, you get 3 correct, you win. You get 3 wrong, and you are the loser. What was the famous acrobatic act you were trying to say here?
There was like a Circus Olay. Circus Olay.
What's the real name?
Circa del Soleil.
I mean, you're asking him to give you the real name of something he clearly didn't know earlier this week.
But we corrected him immediately. That's not my fault.
What? Circa du Soleil.
Oh, you're so close.
I'll give...
That's got to count, man.
What is it?
Cirque du Soleil.
That was very good, Chew.
You said all the words in the wrong order.
You did. You said all of the words.
You got to admit, my way's better, though.
Oh,
Circus Olay?
Circus Olay.
The number of people I have told that you said Circus Olay to this week is very high. Oh, what's it like working with Chew? Well, he thought Cirque du Soleil was Circus Olay, so...
Tomato.
That's what it's like. Hey, we're off to a great start.
I've seen it twice.
I was... Wait, Cirque du Soleil or Circus Olay?
Just not any of the signage when he's walking into the arena.
All right, I was worried about that one, so the fact that you got it right makes me feel good.
Okay.
All right, this one starts with an audio clip.
Literally got a letter in the mail.
What was the letter you were referencing?
That was when they released me.
Yes!
Hell, baby!
I told you guys I felt good about this.
I saw the light bulb go off.
Yeah.
I knew he had that one.
That was the one I felt really good about.
Yeah, that was easy.
All right, we'll see how hard Ashton makes this as we go along. Question number 3. You're 2-0 so far. Can you remember what story we were talking about here?
Said that looks like a penis, only smaller.
Come on.
No, but it's such a great line. Said that looks like a penis, only smaller.
Come on.
What were we talking about?
Come on. Beginning of the week.
Everyone stop talking. Let him think.
Ashton?
That's a good pop, though. I mean, if you're going to get it wrong, might as well take it out.
Okay. All right. Oh, okay.
Was that wrong?
Let me adjust some of these on the fly. Give me a second here.
We were talking about the guy peeing
Oh,
on the
that's
concourse
right.
at American Family Field.
Okay. All right.
All right. There was an inappropriate phrase you said this week in reaction to a food conversation. What was the inappropriate phrase?
Where's the audio?
There's no audio.
You got to guess it.
This,
Come
I mean,
on.
he says inappropriate phrases all the time.
Sounds, when he hears it, he's going to be like, oh, I remember
Give it
this.
one more time.
There's got to be another clue you can add in here.
There was an inappropriate phrase you said this week in reaction to a food conversation.
You said it to
What was it?
Ashton.
See, that gives it away.
No, it doesn't. Again, these are way too vague.
That's the point of the game.
Can I ask,
What the
was
hell are
it
we
yesterday
talking
with
about?
Joey?
Yes.
Was it?
I
No,
don't know.
it
Who's
was
to- who's
on.
to say?
No, it was on.
I have
It was
no
on
idea.
National Day.
National.
We had a national
All right,
day.
well-
That's not giving it away.
Yes, it is.
No,
You're getting
it
way.
isn't.
You can't.
Because that's pizza.
Yes.
So what did you say?
Pizza?
Pizza what?
I don't know.
God, see?
Oh, pizza ass. You need a pizza ass.
Anyways, you got it wrong because you needed 70 hints.
So
That
what's the
was
score?
Way too vague.
It's not.
You made an inappropriate phrase on the show this week.
Yeah.
Jack.
Related to
What
a food
was it?
conversation.
In reaction to a food. So again,
No.
that was the
Very
one
similar.
So what am I at?
We're 2-2, so
and
you got to
two.
get this right.
Okay.
I mean, I feel like you'll get this.
Let me
What-
take a drink.
All right.
Okay.
Let the
Deep breaths.
pressure build.
I want you to look at me when you get this one wrong.
That's a
He's
little
not going to
weird.
get it wrong.
What was Joey talking about here?
I make sure it's a clean, easy highway for it to no traffic jam.
His dirt pipe.
Is that accurate?
Is that accurate? Yeah, I think you got it right.
I think I
His dirt pipe.
I've never in the history of my life heard it called. So, like, I thought, to be honest with you, I thought that the lungs was going to be on this list because I had never heard someone refer to boobs as lungs before. And now I have never heard a hoop shoot referred to as a dirt pipe.
Post-competition bathroom trip was the full answer we were looking for, but we will accept. We've conferred with the judges, and we will accept.
Ashley, who won
dirt
that
pipe.
one?
Shout out to Scott and Manitowoc, who boldly took the over this week and is our winner.
Sweating. Yeah.
His dirt pipe.
Inappropriate things. I'm pretty sure I just said 3 in the last 6 minutes.
Yeah.
Thanks for the clue.
But you were
week
really
now,
proud of pizza
I do
ass.
think
Yeah.
every week now one of the questions should just be there was an inappropriate phrase you said this week. What was it?
Well, realistically, then, if he can name any of them, it's like a multiple choice. Name one of the many inappropriate things you said this
Oh my
week.
goodness. Amazing, amazing, amazing. We got to take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. We've got Garrett Mitchell of your Milwaukee Brewers coming up next here. He's going to join the show live. Got a lot of things to talk about with him. And, of course, the Brewers get set for a series with the Cardinals this evening at AmFam Field. Be exciting to have Garrett Mitchell preview that matchup as well. Have you guys tried Celsius energy drink yet? If you haven't, can I tell you about it? It's the clean energy drink that you need, that I need, to stay active and energized all day long. And trust me, I need Celsius to make it through this show 5 days a week, in addition to all the other responsibilities I've got on my plate. There are 15 different flavors to choose from: Arctic Vibe, Fuji Apple Pear, and of course, what is my favorite, guys?
Watermelon.
That's right, it is the peach vibe. Good job, Chew. Always paying attention, as we have learned from the week in Rechew. It keeps me going throughout the day, and Celsius is the essential energy drink that I need to stay on top of it all. You can find Celsius at your local pick and save stores or on Amazon.com. Celsius energy drink, live fit. Garrett Mitchell coming up next.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
Your ride is still a quiet one this morning. Light volume and full freeway speeds all over the place. No real incidents to speak of, even through the construction zone. Traffic is brought to you by the Waukesha Gun Club, one of Wisconsin's largest shotgun-only clubs. Trap and sporting clay leagues are forming now. Stop in or register at waukeshagunclub.org. And checking the TMJ4 Storm King forecast today. Partly sunny, chance of flurries and sprinkles later on, a high of 45 by the lake, 52 inland tonight. Partly cloudy with a low of 34. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Weather is brought to you by Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center in Waukesha. Play Whistling Straits and other Pro Tour courses, whatever the weather is, in one of their 12 state-of-the-art simulators.
The best quality roofs, siding, windows, and doors, expertly installed and at an affordable price. Hi, this is Bo from Ridgetop Exteriors. Integrity, excellence, quality, and community are what we value here at Ridgetop because we want to do a great job to help our friends and neighbors. We always want to exceed expectations because customer service is our number one goal. We're trusted local experts you can count on for your home exterior projects. Thanks for choosing Ridgetop Exteriors for your home's next project. Go to ridgetopexteriors.com for a free estimate.
Your first date? Going well. The carnival? Cash only. But you've got this, just like Associated Bank's got you, with access to over 30,000 surcharge-free ATMs. So when you decide to win that giant stuffed purple raccoon at $5 a throw, we're looking out for you, no matter how many throws it takes. You've got this, with 30,000 surcharge-free ATMs from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
Broken bricks, falling fences, damaged doors, Gorilla Glue. Of course. It's incredibly strong and 100% waterproof and bonds, well, virtually everything. While you're at it, look for Gorilla Tape, a heavy-duty double-thick duct tape, and Gorilla Super Glue, great for all your quick fixes and repairs. There's also Gorilla Epoxy, Gorilla Wood Glue, Gorilla Construction Adhesive. Of course. You get it. If you can break it, Gorilla can fix it. For the toughest jobs on planet Earth.
Wendy's $3 breakfast deal is a bacon or sausage egg croissant plus small seasoned potatoes for $3. It's the breakfast that don't miss. So if you did miss Wendy's breakfast, don't imagine. Fresh cracked eggs, sizzling sausage, crispy bacon, and block out those hot, buttery, flaky croissants. Croissants don't really make a sound, but if they did, for a breakfast that don't miss, Wendy's is that breakfast. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's $3 breakfast deal.
Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's. Select a request $3 breakfast deal to obtain discount. Not valid for a la carte or combo orders.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
When is it acceptable to go onto a reputable dating site? Not Banger or Sticker or whatever. When is it okay?
On 94.5 ESPN.
And the pitch. Hit in the air to right and deep. Get up! Get up! Get out of here! Gone for Garrett Mitchell! He just hit a walk-off out of here! And the Brewers have swept the New York Mets! Oh my! How do you top this one?
It has certainly been an exciting start to the Milwaukee Brewers season, and a big reason why is the young talent. That includes Garrett Mitchell, who joins Jen, Gabe, and Chewy this morning. Garrett Mitchell, how you doing today, bud?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Well, we are so excited to be chatting with you. The first thing I want to talk to you about is the Cheesehead. We had a lot of conversations here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy about you guys seemingly wearing the Cheeseheads as a celebration for the home run hitting. How did that come about?
You know, it's funny. I wasn't personally involved with getting the Cheesehead in the dugout, but all I know is it has been exciting. It's been a lot of fun, and guys are wanting to put on the Cheesehead. That's for sure.
Garrett, two questions for you. Is your wife going to the game tonight, and what kind of couch do you have?
Wife will be at the game tonight, and I wouldn't know. I slept comfortably next to her the last 2 days.
Oh,
yeah!
Okay.
So obviously you haven't had to pay any penalties at home for things you decided to say in front of a lot of people and then, took off nationally because of social media.
No, and you know what's funny? So it was Haley and I. It's been an ongoing joke over the past couple of years with her being, a professional softball player, or her finishing up college when I started my minor league career. There's, been times where she's been around, and there's been times where she's been gone and on the road. And so it's kind of just been an inside joke to us about, just some fun or cool things happening when she hasn't been there. And obviously it's never what you want, but, it tends to happen every once in a while. So truthfully, when I was saying this, I'm thinking, this is an inside joke that no one really knows, and I'm saying it. And then I'm like, of course it gets picked up on, social media the way it did. And people had their, their thoughts or their feelings about it. But, it's been fun for Haley and I on this side.
What about her games? Are you a good luck charm or are you a bad luck charm when you go watch her play?
I don't get a lot of time to be able to see her, considering that her season is, short and it's right in the middle of ours. But I have been able to see her for a few between either college and her professional career. And I would say it's maybe about 50-50.
Garrett Mitchell joining Jen, Gabe, and Chewy this morning, 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee. Garrett, with her being a high-level athlete as well and being in a comparable sport, her playing softball, do you guys talk ball? Do you guys bounce ideas off each other? Do you guys talk approach and stuff like that? Or do you kind of leave that stuff at the ballpark and kind of have your life separate from your sports?
It's a little bit of both, where there's some days where, you just want to come home and you want to relax and not talk much about, what happened on that day. But there's also days where, I come home and she goes, "Hey, do you want to talk about it, or do you want me to just leave it alone?" So, I mean, it totally just depends. But she is definitely someone that I do bounce information off of back and forth. She gets it. She understands it. She loves the game too. And sometimes, like I said, I want to talk about it, and there's other days where I'm like, you know what? Not today. So, but she's been such a great support to me, and I love her so much for that. And like I said, it makes it a lot easier being able to have those types of conversations sometimes with someone who has, who's seen it from an outside perspective, not just, someone who's in the dugout with me. So it's really, really neat and really, really cool.
Garrett, so we look at this team, and a lot of the fans do, as the veterans and the young bucks. What are some of the things the veterans make you young guys do for them on game day or whenever? You got to wash their car. You got to
like hazing.
Yeah.
It's we have a few things. I mean, it's nothing really crazy. I mean, obviously you got to think, right, as time's gone on, like it's a normal thing that rookies have their own duties that they have to go through. But the veterans have been good to us. It's nothing really crazy. I'm going to leave them, a little bit hidden, but because I want to give away all the secrets. But they've been really good to us. We obviously got to go through what we got to go to. I mean, you saw us going to get the coffee while we were at Wrigley
in Chicago.
That's a normal thing. I feel like that's definitely an every year thing that rookies have to do. So I think in situations like that, you just have to embrace it. I mean, like I said, we're definitely not the first ones to do it. So there's really no point in when doing it being like, well, do I really got to do this? Or, this is embarrassing. Like, why, like that type of thing. So you just got to embrace those moments, and they're fun. Like I said, everyone has gone through it. Any rookie on any team has to go through something. So it's like, just embrace the moment, enjoy it. Like I said, this is a time in our life that we won't get back, and we're going through a lot of firsts, whether it's on the field or off the field. So it's been, like I said, it's been so much fun, and, the veterans have been really good to us, and, I think that's the reason why we're having so much fun right now.
Brewers rookie outfielder Garrett Mitchell joining us, Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, 94.5 ESPN. Famously last year, Garrett, when you got called up, you missed the phone call. You told people it was because you were eating a chocolate chip cookie. What are your top 3 cookies?
Chocolate chip, and chocolate chip.
Whoa! Okay, clean sweep.
So, that's the only type of cookie that you're looking for? Like, you're never going to, dive into a sugar or a peanut butter cookie or, heaven forbid, an oatmeal raisin?
Can I make a case for the Oreo? The old Oreo, Garrett.
Those, it's not that I don't enjoy other cookies. Like, I love a good snickerdoodle every once in a while, but if I want a cookie, if that's what I want to eat, I'm going chocolate chip. That's just what it is.
All right, so where do you get your go-to? Is it homemade? Does your mom make it? Does your wife make it? Who makes it? Do you make it? Where's the go-to chocolate chip cookie?
Chips Ahoy.
We need the texture, the density. How does it feel? It's the mouthfeel of this.
Well, you know what? I do really like a good crumble cookie. Those are very good. Ironically, I actually really like Chick-fil-A chocolate chip cookies. For me, it's a little mix of, it needs to have a little bit of density, so not really, really light. So it's just got to have a nice little density, but I love being able to bite into the cookie and it kind of just melts. So if there's is there a specific cookie? Not necessarily, but like I said, there are a few places that make some good ones, and every once in a while, I'll make some good ones at home as well.
Here's what we, Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, will do for you Garrett Mitchell of the Milwaukee Brewers. We will happily collect all of the samples of chocolate chip cookies in the Milwaukee area and the suburban area, and we will taste test them for you, come up with a sort of bracket, and then we can let you know our top 4 in the Milwaukee area, and then you can decide from, you know what I mean? Like, we'll do the dirty work for you if you'd like. I know you're very busy with your baseball schedule and whatnot. How do you feel about that, Garrett?
That sounds amazing. Let me know, and then I can take a couple and we can try it and we can see what we all come up with.
I think that sounds
Does
really good.
Ashley, you make a good chocolate chip
I do have a
cookie?
pretty good chocolate chip recipe. I
right,
don't
let's
want to
throw that in
brag.
the
I'm pretty
mix,
good at
huh?
making cookies.
Should we add you to the bracket? Is that what
Yes,
you're
you
saying?
absolutely have to.
I was going to
I
add
mean,
myself.
I don't see why we couldn't add them to the bracket. I mean, the chocolate chip cookie. That's what it's all about, right?
Garrett has
Yes,
spoken,
thank
so
you.
let it be done. Garrett, there was a tweet that was rolling around in the last few days that was aggregating your home run numbers by season, and it said in UCLA in 2018 there were none, there were 6 in 2019, there were none in 2020, there were 8 in 2021 when you were in the minors, 7 in 2022 in the minors, and of course you have 3 home runs early this season. I'm not trying to jinx you at all, but I am going to ask the question that you're not supposed to ask anyone. Did you put on a little weight this offseason?
I definitely did put on some weight this offseason. And I am not, no shame asking that question, and I have no shame telling the truth. I mean, for me, you go through such a long season, and it's just a mix of trying to keep on strength and staying healthy. Something for me that I continue and is a goal for me is just to be on the field as much as I can. So by doing that, I think adding a little bit of extra strength and a little bit of extra weight, is going to help me in the long run. But then also, like I said, kind of going back to, speaking in particular to the home runs, I have found myself in more situations where I feel like maybe I'm not necessarily having to try as hard all the time. Like, obviously, you never go up there. You're not trying to hit home runs. You're just trying to put a good at-bat together, put the ball in play, and see what happens. But I would definitely say the weight has helped with that for sure.
You feel like that 10 pounds is contributing to maybe seeing those power numbers go up? Is that the hope anyway?
I think it definitely plays a role. I also just think that it's me continuing to learn more about myself as a player and as a hitter, and just getting myself into better positions when I'm up at the plate. And I think obviously that comes with time. You've probably heard this countless amount of times, but a lot of people always say that the power comes last. And, every time I hear it, it just annoys me, because I'm like, you know what? You can keep saying it, but that doesn't mean anything to me. I just, I don't want to hear you say it anymore. But, I think that in this type of situation, that's what, it's kind of being seen as. And like I said, I'm just going up there trying to put good at-bats together, and, good things are happening. So,
Garrett, exclude AmFam Field, your favorite ballpark to play in?
My favorite ballpark to play in, I got to play in only a few last year. What I will say is I'm excited to go, back to the West Coast and play, in San Diego this next week. We won't be able to get to play in the in Angel Stadium until next year, but I'm excited to be able to kind of go around the West Coast and play like at Dodgers, San Diego, San Francisco. Those will be fun for me.
With so many other younger players on the roster, rookie players, does that make it easier? Does that make everybody more comfortable because they're not just the lone rookie on the roster trying to hang with all the vets? You kind of have a group of guys maybe you can lean on?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, being last year coming up at the end of the season, there wasn't a ton of rookies, especially on the position players side. I think I was the only one. So having a couple more now, and obviously like the guys like Bryce and Joey and Gus as well, having more guys who are, rookies and are in the same situation, I think it definitely makes it a little bit easier because I'm not the only one. And we're also able to bounce stuff off each other, but also, like I said, the veterans have been really good about that, and they're trying to, include us in everything. And like I said, there's a lot of firsts going on in the clubhouse. So, there's, lots of congratulations, and I think that brings a team together. You have guys who are just breaking into the league, doing things for the first time. Like I said, we're as rookies. I think about all the times I've been in the backyard, and you replay those moments in your head when there's, 3 balls, 2 strikes, bases loaded, 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th inning, and you hit the walk-off. Like that's something as a kid you play in your head countless amount of times. And when you start doing these things for real on a baseball field now, you're like I said, it's just a full circle. And you're like, man, this is so freaking cool. And like I said, you have guys who have already been through it, who've been in the league, who are, giving, their own congratulations to us. And And then also having situations where we got, Wade Miley, who just reached 100 career wins. Like, it's just a lot of cool and fun moments that are happening right now. And I think that we're all just having a really good time with it. And obviously it's a long season, but it's things like that that make team camaraderie huge and really, really important and really can bring a team together.
And you've already said several times you feel so much more comfortable this year than you did when you joined the team last year. I imagine the familiarity, having already kind of gone through some of those quote-unquote rookie moments, makes a huge difference. When we started this week, we were talking about the home opener, obviously the excitement surrounding this young team, and we were kicking around some nicknames. Obviously, the Brewers have penned the freshmen, that's what they were calling the docuseries, following some of you young players around. We had a lot of loyal listeners weighing in with their suggestions on some nicknames. So Garrett, very quickly before we let you go, we're just going to rattle off some nicknames. You give us a yay or nay if you like them regarding your young Brewer squad or if you don't. You ready?
Okay, let's do it.
All right, we've got the Baby Bombers.
Not too bad.
I feel like if there's a hesitation,
There's a no. That's
if
no.
there's any hesitation, we're putting it in the no pile. How's
Garrett,
that sound?
don't be afraid to be brutally honest
Yeah, you're
and just shoot
not
them all
going to hurt
down.
our feelings. We don't have them.
See, the only thing is, I hate to put a tag like that on us so early because you never know how a full season goes. So to say, what I'll say is it's a little premature. That's all I'll say.
Fair enough. And all of these may be premature, to be honest with you. How about microbrewers?
No.
See? That's the kind of decisiveness that we like here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. How about Council's kids? That's a no. That is a no. How about
Are you a fan of The Office? Did that one make you think of Scott's Tots?
That's really funny, and I would tell you, my wife and my best friend are major Office fans, and I'm continuing to actually rewatch it now. So that's actually really, really fun.
That's what he was thinking of. How about the Kiddo Crew?
Nope, not it.
So what he's saying is our loyal listeners have very bad ideas, is what he's saying, which is fine. We think so as well at times. The Hip Hoppers.
You know what's funny? Now I'm feeling like the Baby Bombers sounds like.
Well, there's another one. There'll be another choice.
What else you got over there, Ashton?
I want to know his thoughts on Baby Brewers.
Baby Brewers. It's not too bad. Okay. I think if we're making a list as of right now, I'd say Baby Bombers is at the top.
All right, and then the other one that we have that has a little more creativity to it is the Young Suds. Like the Young Studs, but Suds, because of Brewers, you call a beer a Suds.
When you have to explain it like that.
I just want to make...
It's
not my idea. It's not like I'm defending my idea. I just want to make sure he understands what the thought process was from the person who submitted Young Suds.
And I appreciate that because honestly, I probably wouldn't have known that if you didn't say that. And that one's not too bad. I actually like that one. That one's cool.
All right, we really appreciate Garrett Mitchell hanging out with us a little bit this morning on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Garrett, have a great series against the Cardinals and a great season. We hope to talk to you again soon, and we will let you know about that chocolate chip cookie bracket. We're going to call it the Garrett Mitchell chocolate chip cookie bracket, and we'll let you know what our finalists are. How's that sound?
That sounds great. And again, thank you guys for having me. It's been awesome being on. And I appreciate it. And we'll just hope to keep doing what we're doing.
He's Garrett Mitchell, rookie outfielder for your Milwaukee Brewers. Brewers taking on the Cardinals in a series that starts tonight at AmFam Field. We got to take a break. We roll on right after this.
Chewy, it's Good Friday. I know where you should be hanging out tonight if you're looking for some good food. Q Club.
Absolutely. You can watch the Brewers and the Bucks while you dominate a fish fry. That's why you need to hang out in Waukesha at the Q Club. It's the perfect place to catch a game, play some games, grab a drink. They've got bocce courts, dartboards, foosball tables, and, of course, pool tables, 10 of them. Plus, the Q Club of Wisconsin has its best fish fries Wednesday and tonight. And you know they pile it high. Check out live music on Saturdays and stop in for brunch every weekend starting at 9 a.m. It's all happening at the Q Club of Wisconsin on North Grandview Boulevard in Waukesha. Visit qclubwi.com or like them on Facebook.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
At least twice as big
as the one you gave her when you got engaged.
That's the definition of a big anniversary diamond.
Kessler's has lots of ways for you to go twice as big.
We have twice as big diamonds from diamond mines.
These diamonds come from the fiery heart of Mother Earth. And the ones that exist in the world today are all there will ever be.
Kessler's also has twice as big created diamonds.
These diamonds come from the fiery heart of a ball of lightning, a miniature star, inside a plasma chamber. It's a wonder to behold.
Kessler's also has twice as big flickering firelight diamonds.
These natural diamonds flicker with all the warm colors of firelight instead of the cold colors of ice. Flickering firelight diamonds are another wonder to behold.
And all of these twice as big diamonds are for her.
The best wonder to behold of all. Welcome to Kessler's.
To find the Kessler's nearest you, go to Kessler'sDiamonds.com.
This Bucks team is something special. There's unbelievable once-in-a-lifetime freakish talent like you've never seen before. The blocks, the dunks, the next-level energy, and a hungry core that's running the court, dropping shots, and posting stat after stat after stat. All this action will have you on your feet cheering Fear the Deer. The playoffs presented by BMO are here. Get your single-game tickets now at bucks.com/playoffs.
Here in Wisconsin, one name is synonymous with fantastic frozen pizza, Palermo's. For almost 60 years, Palermo's has focused on feeding Wisconsin families. And though Palermo's has grown a lot since 1964, they're still family-owned. They're still proud to call Milwaukee home. And they're still committed to making the best frozen pizza possible. From their new and improved rising crust pizzas to their guilt-free Primo thin pies, Palermo's has a delicious slice for every appetite. Find Palermo's in your local grocer's freezer food aisle. Palermo's. Flavor is our family's business.
Every day, Mark fights retinitis pigmentosa, a blinding retinal disease. But even while his vision is taken, his family gives him hope. Because whether he's helping run their business or enjoying time at home with his wife and sons, Mark knows he's not fighting alone. For 50 years, the Foundation Fighting Blindness has funded research into treatments and cures for blinding diseases, providing real hope to those fighting vision loss. And our nationwide community of local chapters provides networking and support for people with vision loss, as well as their loved ones. Because the best way to fight against blinding diseases is to fight together. And for Mark, winning the fight against vision loss means being there for his family. The Foundation Fighting Blindness. Together, we're winning. Learn more about how you can help us end blinding diseases at fightingblindness.org.
Gabe Neitzel here. Coming up this Monday on the T, 6 p.m., 94.5 ESPN. Who won the first major of the year? Who is the man that stood out and took down the Masters in 2023? Plus, we'll look ahead at the RBC Heritage, and we continue to inch closer to golf season opening up right here in the state of Wisconsin. It's all coming up Monday on the T.
On the T with Gabe and Steven. Mondays at 6 on 94.5 ESPN. Sponsored by the 2023 U.S. Senior Open at Century World in Stevens Point. Buy tickets at USSeniorOpen.com. You're listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
But remember he said his birthday?
Yeah.
Maybe we get a little freaky.
Yeah. Like everyone's like, oh, look at our horny little boy. We're so good for him. Like, everybody's so supportive of Giannis, they just kind of look past it.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Here we go.
A big thank you to the Milwaukee Brewers, Mike Vassallo and company, for getting us Garrett Mitchell this morning. There is so much excitement surrounding this Milwaukee Brewers team as they start the season 5-1 with the Cardinals coming into town. That was his microphone. That was a mic, I know. I thought for a minute, too.
Just like the dirt pipe.
Do you have just a whole litany
I got a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I know you do. I love how you just sprinkle it out too. You don't ever just pour it out on us.
Yeah.
You just sprinkle it out in little doses.
He somehow doesn't really ever use the same ones.
I got the biggest laugh in the locker room one time, and it was packed, and it was hilarious. I mean, guys were on the ground laughing. I was fighting with Frank, and I was kind of quiet, and it was a serious fight, and I said something like, "Shut the hell up, you fat barrel of monkey spunk."
And I don't know about that place. Huh? I don't know.
I mean, I don't think he said anything he's not allowed to say.
I know. I don't know about it.
half the guys were on the ground laughing, and I just came to my brain. I think it was from Shawshank Redemption, but I was so mad at him that I looked at him and actually saw that. I got a good laugh out of that.
You look like Monkey Spunk.
But a fat barrel.
Right, of course. You got to be the fat barrel.
I mean, he is fat, so Frank.
Sure.
I thought it was fair.
Yes.
He's your buddy. I'm not diving into that.
Exactly. This is like I can make fun of my brother, but
I
you
think
can't make
we
fun
need
of
to
my
have him on soon.
Oh, boy.
Why?
No, let's have him on, but you got to make it happen.
Yeah, that's
like
a you
it's all
problem.
well and good for you to put that out there into the universe, but manifesting is all well and good. You have to actually make the call.
You want to kill Ashton? Between the two of you, adding Frank Winters
fine.
to the mix is
That's
just going to
fine.
give him an aneurysm.
I will say this. I will talk to my superiors, and I will let it go unedited completely.
You can't do that.
If he does it on video.
Can I tell him he'll be unedited?
Is it going to matter?
Yes.
Okay.
No,
Then let's try to limit it to maybe one.
Okay.
But on video.
Don't do it next week when I'm gone, though. I want to be on
Monday morning, 7:30.
Yeah, no. Do it the following.
I'll tell him
week.
his stories will have to be cleared. But he's got some.
You
Wait,
somehow
by
have
you?
Yeah, you have to. You're the state media
You
that
have
has to clear it.
editorial
I've got
control all of
a
a
great
sudden?
Frank Winters story before the Super Bowl that involved a player.
Another player.
I told you, didn't I?
Yeah.
Can you tell that one or no?
I don't know. Maybe I should also flesh these stories out a little bit.
It's funny.
I don't know the story.
You probably shouldn't tell that one.
New to you.
I mean, half of us have them.
Okay.
No, not boobs, Jen.
I was looking
because more than half
below my waist.
I'm sorry.
More than half of us do have boobs, unfortunately.
Oh, gosh.
We put it on the Jen, Gabe, and Chewy Twitter poll this morning. In a since-deleted tweet, a minor league pitcher responded to a video of him giving up a home run to Fernando Tatis Jr. by saying, cheater hits home run on a rehab assignment during a steroid suspension. And Gabe and Ashton thought this was what did they say, IPT on Wilde and Tausch?
Sure.
In poor taste.
This was lame.
It's lame.
I loved it.
It's easier. This is lame.
LAME, lame. And your argument for that is what? Who are you?
Well, no, you gave up the home run. Like going on social media to complain about giving up a home run.
I
It's
don't
just
think he's complaining.
It's sour grapes, man. It's just so sour grapes.
I think he's just reminding people that, like, whatever this guy does, there's always going to be an air of he's a cheater.
But, did he need to remind them? It was important to him to remind them, which is fair.
Here's what I think. I think in sports, the people that don't cheat really, really care about you knowing who does. Because the playing field is supposed to be level.
I agree.
It's cute.
What's cute?
Thinking that the playing field's actually going to be level.
No, but because my argument is always that it never is.
Yes.
Right? Some people have more physical talent than others. Some people have more mental acumen than others.
Yeah.
Some people have more discipline than others. All of those things factor into whether or not you're going to succeed in the space or not. But I do think that people who are adamant about not cheating and feel like they have done things the, quote, right way want you to know, you, all of the fans and people paying attention to know when somebody has cheated till the end of time. And by cheating, you give them that allowance. You give them permission to do that.
Again, doing it after the fact, like the way he did, super sour grapes. Just mad that you gave up a home run. You're mad at your dad, not me. I forgive you.
60% of people weighing in on the Jen, Gabe, and Chewy poll say no, it is not lame. But people are split on it. 60-40 is how that one shook out. All right, everybody, have a great weekend. We've got Easter coming up. I hope you all have a great Easter weekend. And I'll be gone all next week, going to the happiest place on earth, Chick-fil-A.
Is it really the happiest place on earth when you have 3 children with you?
I'm going to the spa. That's where I'll be going.
Mom's gone next week. Yay!
Yeah, that's why I don't want you to bring Frankie in.
God.
Bring Frank in when I'm back.
I've now just realized what's about to happen next week, and oh god.
Oh, maybe we should have Frank next week.
Yeah.
You guys can be more
We'll have
naughty.
him on twice.
Yeah, when you deliver the first time, then I'll believe you. Wilde and Tausch is next on ESPN Wisconsin. Thanks to Garrett Mitchell for hanging out with us this morning on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. We'll see ya.